Coping skills here, back with a little bit different kind of reaction for my Nightwish Army compatriots. Gonna do the Imaginaerum movie. Why not? Before moving on to some other tours with other songs, might as well do the movie that's associated with the concert I just witnessed. And did a little extra reaction of Floor recently, reacting to Ghost Love Score from that same Vakken Open Air concert in 2013. But now we're going to do the movie. So I don't really know how this works with YouTube doing a reaction to a movie, because with the songs, it's a song, it's a part of something. So I don't know if I'm even allowed to do a whole movie, but hey, we'll find out together. So I may cut this up. I may cut it up into a reaction that's a little bit smaller and do the entire movie as well. So if you wanted to watch either, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Regardless, we're going to get started. If you're new to the channel, I'm a licensed mental health counselor in Florida. Started doing reaction videos to try to raise mental health awareness. And if you like that endeavor, if you like the content, please consider subscribing. It means a lot to me. It goes a long way. I appreciate it. If you want to support monetarily, you can join as a member of the channel, or in the description of the video, there's a link to buy me a coffee if you'd like to do that. But watching is enough. Without further ado, let's get to Imaginaerum, the movie. Got my trusty popcorn, and we're just about ready to go. Cheers.
We should head back inside, Tom. Get you warm. There's a big storm coming. He looks kind of creepy, doesn't he?
So just to comment on the opening scene there a little bit, it said nurse in the subtitles, so I'm not sure exactly what that is. Looks a little creepy, but I know a lot of the Imaginaerum album or tour is kind of about lost innocence of a child, capturing or recapturing the innocence of a child, the perspective of a child. So starting off with a snowman, obviously more of a child-related thing. The glasses looked a little steampunk-esque. The mouth maybe looks like it's sewed shut. I don't know. We'll see. Interesting visuals so far. And now a cracked snow globe. Here we go.
I'll be right behind you, Tom.
Iman. It's the right call.
just to comment real quick, in the Song of Myself, there was a spoken word piece that's done in some version that was on the video behind them at Vakken. And at the very end, it had something about an E minor chord. And I was told in the comments that that might be one of Tomas's favorite chords, right? So here, kind of a little Easter egg callback, I think, to that song, right? So, Song of Myself reference, maybe? Let's keep going.
Hello?
Miss Whitman, it's Dr. Jensen.
And her name is Whitman?
I have some bad news.
What's wrong with you, Princess? Why won't you spin?
We had to bring your father in again. As we predicted, his episodes are becoming frequent. This one looks quite serious.
Yeah. I understand. Mr. Whitman. Tom?
I know you have to come a distance, but if we could discuss this in person.
Yeah, I'll be there as soon as I can. Bye. Can you hear me, Mr. Whitman?
Matthew knew it was hopeless. Nothing mattered anymore. Mr. White's body was melting, even as Matthew watched. The snowman could no longer speak. The happy face Matthew had loved now was nothing but slush. Matthew stared up into the sky, watching the winter's last snowflake floating down. Some said its touch held the power of magic, but Matthew had lost his faith in stories. But when the snowflake finally touched Mr. White's outstretched arm, a coating of fresh frost spread outward from it, and the puddle of water under the snowman crackled as it turned to ice. Matthew's heart filled with joy as he watched Mr. White come alive. The story of winter's last snowflake had come true. The magical winter would never end. Time to go to bed, children.
You're that new boy, Tom. You made that snowman in the backyard. I'm Anne. What's that? She's beautiful. Can't you talk?
I can talk.
Are those your parents?
That's my mom. She got sick and she's dead now. My dad's a pilot.
Is he dead too?
He's not dead. My dad's Theodore Whitman, and he's a hero. He saved all of his passengers from a tornado, but he crash landed. And when he gets rescued, he'll come and get me.
Nobody here has any parents.
Lights out!
Good night, Tom.
Sleep tight, princess.
So had three male names here, Matt, Tom, and Ted. So we'll see what, and then the daughter's name was Jem with a G. So I think this is, we'll figure out who's who in the time frame here. But yeah, let's keep going. I think this is the father, and then his dad is Ted. We'll see if they come into the story. And I think the voice saying about the winter never ending is kind of a reference to childhood never ending as long as the snowman is alive. We'll see if that's some foreshadowing.
You'll melt for this.
Well, well, well. Look who's here. It's good to see an old friend. I was just standing there in the backyard, minding my own business, and I felt this sting on my arm.
What?
I think it was that little thing. Tom lets you and me take a trip, see where it goes next. Who knows? Maybe we'll bump into someone you used to know, encounter things you've only dreamed of.
I am dreaming. That's why everything's so weird.
So come on. It'll be fun. You'll be safe with me. Listen, buddy. If you're too scared to come along, I understand. Maybe you're not a chip off the old block. Don't worry about it. You can just go back to bed. Or you can come with me and have an adventure.
Pulling on those daddy heartstrings. What's
Feels
life
so
without
real.
an adventure?
Ice and genuine oak. Hang on, buddy. Let's go! Now there's a sight for sore eyes.
What's that?
It's nothing, buddy. Just a rotten pile of wood and steel.
Why don't we go take a look at it?
Look, it's your father. Aren't you excited to see him?
It's just a dream.
This is as real as it gets for you, buddy.
Miss Whitman, your father has multi-infarct dementia. It's a condition caused by...
Multiple strokes. We've spoken about this several times over the phone.
Yes, we have. But given his current condition...
You want to pull the plug.
Well, it's not quite like that. He's not on life support. Though his heart did stop twice. Each time we brought him back, but to keep doing it...
Where do I sign?
You're making the right decision. It's best to let him go. He's been living in a fantasy world for the last couple of years. He's regressed to childhood. I just think it would be cruel to... I can reach you at your father's if you need to speak. I don't expect you'll be flying back in this weather.
No.
Well, I'll leave you two alone.
So obviously a very difficult decision. Can assign a DNR, do not resuscitate waiver, for her father. She's kind of doing it callously with the doctor there, but you can see that there's something underneath kind of weighing on her. Obviously, I'm not sure how their relationship was as father and daughter, but I'm curious as he's kind of talking. He's been in a fantasy world for a couple of years. If the dream that he's in isn't a dream he had as a child, but it's a dream he's having as an old man, thinking of his childhood and what he wish would have happened to see his own father again. I don't know. We'll see.
Nothing has changed, has it? I'm not even a memory, am I? I'm just a blur, like always. You know, I waited so long for you to reach out. This was a mistake. I've done enough for you.
It's just you being you. Hi, Tom. It's been a while.
Do I know you?
Of course. We've known each other since we were kids.
You're crazy.
I was. For a while. Come here. Let me pat you up. You're wondering where you are.
I'm in a dream with a crazy woman.
If I am, it doesn't reflect well on you. In all sorts of ways. Actually, I used to be your voice of reason. God knows you needed one. You were very good at a lot of things, but dealing with real world wasn't one of them.
None of this makes any sense.
It should. I'm just saying the things you expect me to.
Obviously, right? A figment of his imagination, but I'm guessing it's the girl that was in the bed next to him in the orphanage became his voice of reason. Maybe more later on. I don't know. We'll see. But it is a figment of his imagination, of his psyche here. So obviously, just saying the things that he would expect. Or so we're led to believe.
Hey, I'm here!
Quiet! He'll find you. Oh, leave it. It'll just remind you of him.
You're nuts. Leave me alone.
Selfish and rude. Yep, that's the Tom I know. The snowman isn't the best tour guide, you know. He's not what he seems. Don't let him steal the rest of you.
I can't see you, buddy! Give me a yell! Loud as you can! Wretched brat! You're hiding!
Not so nice now, is he?
So I have a little theory. We'll see if it plays out. I'm guessing that this snowman maybe is a depiction of fear, of holding on to childhood. And that's what's keeping his older self in a dream state or in a fantasy world, as the doctor called it. But he has to let his childhood die and the fear slip away, the snowman melt, in order to return to the living or return to a correct mental state in his adulthood, to rekindle some sort of relationship with his daughter before he dies, or maybe miraculously recovers from a degenerative condition that is incurable. I don't know. We will see. Just a thought. I like the cinematography. Really good shots here.
You! Careful out here. These tracks are unstable. Liable to collapse on us at any time.
Why is this thing here?
Beats me. Somebody thought it was a great idea to build in this godforsaken place.
Hey, wait! Do you know where the music's come from? I've heard it before.
You've heard it. Kid, we've all heard it. All day, every day. Same damn melody over and over again. Makes me sick.
Oh, come on! Damn it! Why do I even bother? This thing can't be fixed.
What do you want to do, Jem?
Jim?
Just leave it. It's lifeless.
Yes, thank you. Let it rot. Be careful.
Well, she is a memory, right? She said, I'm not even a memory, am I? She's in there.
Song myself.
Worthless brat. Let him out my sight for a minute and all this bullshit shows up. That little runt's more trouble than he's worth. Oh, damn it. Oh, whoopsie. Missed a spot.
What are you doing?
Not a thing. I was just looking for you.
He's melting is what he's
And
doing.
now I found you. Come here, let me take a look at you. What? What, this? Just took a bit of a beating in the storm is all. Don't worry about me. Hey, what do you say we have some fun, huh?
No. What's wrong with you? First we fall, now this? This dream's stupid. I'm leaving.
Hey, hold up, pal. Relax. I got something for just the two of us. 2 tickets to the circus. It'll be great, buddy. It's right around the corner. Let me show you.
No. Leave me alone. You're making this too weird.
Don't you walk away from me!
So the building that he was in, it was called the Whitman. But I was trying to make out the lights on the side if they were significant as well. Let's see if we can go back just a little bit.
It'll be great, buddy. It's right around the corner. Let me show you.
No. Leave me alone. You're making this too weird.
Don't.
So here we have the Whitman tragedy. Top of their gate or gale. Yeah, I think these are meaningful in some form or fashion. So that's cool, little Easter eggs there.
You walk away from me! Get out of there! See what they've got!
Go away!
It's okay, I'm not mad.
This painting with me.
What happened? What have you done?
Unveiling of me, the magician that never fades. This deep sigh coiled around my chest.
Hi, Tom. I'm glad you got away.
What did you do with my arabesque?
You used to call it your princess. Tell me, could she really spin like you said? Or was that just another stupid lie? Sorry, another story. A silver platter? Did you really think that fixing it would fix things with her? No. You didn't really want to fix things, did you?
I don't want that. It's broken.
What are you doing? It's mine.
I'll have what she's having.
Ice cream castles, lips to ear rhymes, a slumber deeper than time.
Who are you?
Only the weak are not lonely.
So was this one of the previous singers in Nightwish besides Floor? Because I noticed Marco there and Tomas on the keys. So I'm just curious, or is this somebody completely different? Let me know in the comments.
You used to play so beautifully, Tom. You had a song for every little thing in your life. It's a shame it had to end. I understand.
Would you quit calling me Tom? You don't even know me.
It's you who no longer knows people, Tom. And it's your own fault for feeding him. Don't let him take all of you.
Wait! Dad, I had a bad dream. What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm doing nothing at all. It's bedtime. Go back to sleep.
Dad.
Is this about your mother again? The circus. It's not until tomorrow. Just go to bed.
Dad.
What? Are you scared? How can you be scared of it if you've never even seen it? Huh? Huh? Look, it's just a bunch of clowns. And trapeze artists wearing tights. That's all. All right, buddy? Back to bed now. Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Nothing. Bed. Now.
Seems his dad not the most comforting man, right? I think he wants to be. You could see some tension there, but not letting himself be vulnerable and lost in the drink, right? So you might say that his father is also living in his own fantasy world of drunkenness, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Hello?
Well, look at you. You're beautiful.
Anne. Of course. How did you get in here?
It's a magic trick. I can't reveal the secret, but it involved a brick.
Well, it's nice to see you.
So is Anne kind of reference to Annette? I think she was one of the Singers Before Floor. Is that who the singer was in the red dress? And this is her later on in years, a confidant and friend. I think somebody told me that in the comments that Tomas and Annette were very, very close friends, and a lot of the romantic bits kind of got blown out of proportion. So, I don't know, maybe just a really close friendship. I think that's who's depicted here.
What happened to you destroyed my life, you old bitch.
Nobody destroyed my life. You people just did what you wanted. Everyone for themselves, right?
It's unfair. It wasn't like that.
Really? What was it like? Because the band and the tours and the money and all that stupid crap, that all seemed a lot more important to my dad than anything that had to do with me or my mom. And even when he was home, he was never here. He was always lost inside his own mind. Anyway, I don't care. You may have unresolved issues with Tom. I don't.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Well, it's not like I've ever really been a part of his life, so.
You were always the most important part of his life. There. That's better. Don't know why he had to put the bad ones up, too. He just could never let go. Oh, how cute. You used to be a happy kid.
Used to be. No thanks to him.
All he ever wanted was to forget everything and move on with you. Of course, it didn't work out.
You know, Anne, it was a long time ago. You really should just let it go.
When you get old enough, you don't fear death anymore. You wait for it. And after a while, you hope for it, even if you don't admit it. Do you know why? Because losing your mind before you go is worse than dying. You hope you'll check out before your brain turns to mush.
Yeah, well, you still seem pretty sharp.
I'm talking about your father. He's in a dark place right now. Doesn't it bother you not knowing how he remembers you?
No, I think it bothers you more. If he remembers me at all, it's as something that was broken and then put back together. He was never really good at fixing things.
He did the best he could.
You ought to be more careful, buddy. Else you're going to turn this into a nightmare.
No, you're hurting me.
You know I would never do that. I only want what's best for you. Ah! This is the real deal. Hey, buddy, what are you doing over there? Come here, they're starting. Sorry, now I get it. You're part of the act. Oh, I gotta see this.
giving her a saw. But I think it's interesting, like the whole Imaginaerum thing being hearkened to a circus here, right? And I think Thomas might say about his own mind that his mind is a circus, going all kinds of crazy ways, and the only way he can kind of define it maybe would be his imagination is a circus. I don't know. Just a thought.
Mr. Thomas Whitman. A composer and a poet.
A bad, bad father.
With a bad,
bad
memory.
I think this character over here is kind of like the Mad Hatter, right? So, and she's looking like Alice in Wonderland here. So a few different references from some of his songs as well, I think, thrown in here.
No, please don't! No! No!
The rest of souls will put on the dancing shoes. Mindless ghouls with lot of limbs to lose. Illusionist, contortionist, anthropologist, hiding the rules.
Oh, look, this one's about your wife. Just about nothing left of her, I see.
Hardly. Worth the effort.
Memories. It's not like you have any real use for them. We all lose parts of ourselves bit by bit by
I notice a lot of the ways that those pages are written on is the same as the ones that were being destroyed by the snowman. Melting on them, right? And all kind of pages from Song of Myself, Whitman poem. So here I think this is a couple layers thick of not only his memories fading, but pieces of himself, right? Are fading, disappearing. So yeah, a lot of imagery here.
What? What the hell? That's not how it turns out. Stop! That's all wrong! Don't change it! You're wrecking it!
Hey, now.
So, obviously, there his father taking his own life. I'm not sure if this is a representation of the dad taking his own life, actually flying and crashing, right? Like his story was at the beginning, or if at the beginning he was more just in a state of denial, not wanting to admit that he lost his father in such a way. And if he was exposed to that, if you witnessed that, definitely possible trauma there, which might fracture, right, his view of life, maybe the representation of the shattering snow globe there, trying to piece things back together. Or if this is all in his head, if that is a representation of like the adult version of himself dying when his wife died, right? So I don't know. We'll see how it pans out, but a lot of imagery here. I really like the cutoff of the sound when the snow globe crashed. But we'll keep going.
How many digits do these things usually have?
I don't know. Just don't try the brick, it won't work.
We need to get this stupid thing open.
Why, Anne?
Because when Tom locks something away, it's important.
He didn't have any money. You guys pissed all of it away.
A little bitter, are we?
About having to pay for his care? Actually, yes, I am.
You did a good thing. You let him stay here at home with his memories. Not so bad for somebody who doesn't care about her father.
What were my options? It was either that or have every goddamn family friend drown me in guilt.
Nonsense. This family's been pretty well out of friends for at least a decade, sweetheart.
Oh, I wonder why. What with Tom being so famous for caring about people.
I keep telling you, he cared. Another magic trick. He picked something that he knew he would never forget. What a cliche.
What's in there? But all I am is smoke and mirrors. It's about him. There's a shock. Miracles come in small packages. It takes so little to turn a child into the most fortunate being in the world.
I think it's interesting that her name is Gem with a G, like a gemstone, like a precious gemstone, something very precious. I had that thought a while ago, just wanted to share it. But then also, here he took a jump, right? Chasing after her, not knowing who she was, and now he's an adult version. So as a child, he wouldn't remember his daughter because those memories weren't there. But as a man, he would remember his daughter. So one of the things that you would lose if you were able to capture the innocence of childhood and stay in a perpetual childhood state, and you had children yourself, you couldn't remember them, could you? So definite benefits, especially if you have a child, of not losing the adult version of yourself as well.
So, satisfied now, are we?
Yes. Because this is what I grew up with. Scattered pages, songs, words of wisdom, fairy tales all around me. You see that thing? His precious arabesque. His princess. He said the dancer inside would spin if I managed to play the chords right when I was learning the piano.
Look, Jen.
No. His idea of raising me was to feed me these endless pipe dreams and weird monologues. Because everything was a performance to him. And he did the same thing to my mom. He strung her along, kept making and breaking promises, and she always believed him. Always. And he always disappointed her because you came first. And then she ended up dead because of you. I hope it was worth it. Ow! Général. This is how small I was in his magical musical world. Do you know, he'd written songs for everyone around him. Maybe even for this little bastard here. But never for my mom or me.
Bonjour, mon général. You were fortunate to find your way.
What's happening? Where am I? Why? The battlefield, sir.
You fought in this room for many years. Huh? I'm ashamed that I've wounded you so grievously. And for nothing.
I don't know what you mean.
Please, sir, don't spare my feelings. It was a mighty blow I struck. I can only beg for your forgiveness.
I stepped on you.
I ambushed you. But, sir, my motives were pure. It was a brave attempt to stop you from going with the accursed snowman. That evil pig. It's the memories, sir. He takes them. Takes you further in the darkness.
But why?
You got hold. Still, you've got the best of him, at least for now. The best memories hurt him. You've chased the very best one.
That girl?
Yes, your daughter. What a girl! What a memory! Oh, c'est magnifique! You remember her best through the things you both shared as children, like myself or the pretty mademoiselle within the glass bubble. Yes, you loved us well, and so did your daughter.
I don't remember her.
Ah, well, there's nothing to be done then. C'est la vie! This is as far as we go.
No.
Sir?
I need your help. I need to remember her. I need to find her.
Comrade! En avant! Marche! You still have memories that were precious to you. You hid them. We know where. It's not too far.
I don't think I have many left.
Oh, no.
I don't even know who am I anymore.
Well, we all take wounds, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, please, sir. I'm a mere soldier, just a casualty of war. You could have disposed of us. Instead, you and the son, and you told your daughter how important we were. Hurrah! Hurry, sir.
The night your mother had the accident, if Tom had gotten home earlier, things might have been different.
He was with you, Anne.
It's not what you think. Back then, my life was out of control. It was crazy. With the band, with everything, it got too much for me. I took some pills, but I didn't take enough because I woke up, and then when I did, Tom was there. I didn't plan it that way.
I don't want to hear this.
He stayed with me. But he would not look at me. Not after what I had done.
Yeah, well, I bet that little stunt really screwed with your precious band.
No. Yeah, it was the end of the band. True, but no, you see, what I'd done was, I don't know, too personal for him. You don't know.
Know what?
Oh, Jem, honey, you don't know that Tom's father killed himself? Yeah. Theodore Whitman shot himself in the head, and Tom watched it happen. What I did was hard on him. And that night, your mother had the accident. That's what broke up the band. He didn't care, but he knew he was going to lose you as well.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I don't think you know your father at all. He worshipped Theodore in spite of his dark moods. From what Tom told me, he could be really mean. So, when Tom felt himself going down the same path, he pushed you away.
So, his wife died in an accident on the same day his closest friend attempted to take her own life, which harkened back to him witnessing his father take his own life and really shattered him and made him realize that he was going to lose his daughter too, because he loses everyone, right? It's a cognitive distortion called catastrophization. You catastrophize, right? So it's catastrophizing.
I know. He pushed very hard.
I remember. Yes, I locked them away. Here.
May I say, sir, it has been a pleasure to serve you and yours.
Miracles come in small packages. It takes so little to turn a child into the most fortunate being in the world. It wasn't much of a circus. It was cheap, shabby, and run down. And she was enchanted by everything she saw, laughing and squeezing my hand. First time I felt like a father watching her smile. Why couldn't you have just told me this?
He did tell you. In his way, the only way he knew. Oh, man. I was always hoping there might be something that would make it all worthwhile. Not this nonsense.
Oh my God. These aren't just scattered thoughts or feelings. Look. Some of this is complete, but the rest... His words stop or just trail off. Gaps, spaces. She's a true reflection of her mother. My broken, missing love. So small, but as wise and as beautiful as she was. I am proud with love. Now I push her away.
She must not share my darkness. I hope she'll understand one day.
So this is where you stashed all the good stuff, huh? What? This? Just took a bit of a beating is all. You should see your little friends.
I know what you've been up to.
Congratulations. What did we learn, huh? Your daddy had his fill of you, took his own life. The songbird tried the same trick. Then there's your little girl, she hates you. Nothing left, if you ask me.
Seems like you don't have much left either.
I've got one thing. Magic. Light brings darkness. What sweet irony. It's your world. Your rules. Now I wonder who dreamed that up. And here it comes. It's like watching your greatest fear come alive.
A crow flew to me, kept its distance, such a proud creation. I saw it so, envied its pride, but needed nothing it had. An owl came to me, old and wise, pierced right through my youth. I learned its ways, envied its sense, but needed nothing it had. A dove came to me, had no fear, it rested on my arm. I touched its comb, envied its love, but needed nothing it had. A swan of white, she came to me, the lake mirrored her beauty sweet. I kissed her neck, adored her grace, but needed nothing she could give.
That's your dad for you.
Yeah, but just look at it. I mean, he did all of this by hand. There are spaces, things he didn't finish.
He started writing things down when he realized that he was losing his mind.
So where's the last page?
What was it?
All these fragments, memories. It's his life.
Oh, great.
Hold on. I'll check if it's a fuse.
Is his last page yet to be written? Because it's still rolling around upstairs? Maybe.
Yep, it's the power. And of course, the phone's dead.
I'm going over there. Oh, God damn it. Can't call a cab.
Hey, got a car.
Really? Let's go.
Sorry, old man. Your daughter's not picking up her phone. Must be the storm.
No! Not yet, I'm not finished!
Track, idiot! I know what's down there, and you're not going to like it! Let you do this! You won't get that lucky again!
E minor. I was right. She did spin.
Poet County.
You hurry right in. I'll park the car. Go. I'll be right with you.
Got you now! I'm all the future you'll ever have, buddy!
No! You won't take my life from me again!
I am gonna make what's left of it a living hell! But why? Like you don't know! All your music, all your hopes, they're just ruins and blank canvas now! I'm all that you can bring to mind! You tell me why!
I can't help it!
You always knew I was poison! You could have chosen her if you'd cut me down to size, but you built me stronger every year!
I had to! I never wanted to lose the memory of you!
I've wiped you clean of your useless dreams and memories!
You weak little brat!
Dad, please!
I'll drag you down with me! You always knew I would!
Dad! Stop!
I have to let you go.
So I think what we just witnessed there was him letting go of his trauma, right? Some catharsis, some healing, some refresh, right? And if he was dealing with PTSD, right? PTSD is a strange thing. Letting go of those traumas takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of processing. A really interesting depiction of trauma and letting it go, and it kind of withering away, but him also holding on to that thing because he didn't want to let go of his father, right? He wanted to keep that memory close, which is why he came up with that story at the beginning that he was just lost as a hero, saving people, but crashed a plane, and he would be back. So he was kind of trapped in this fantasy world, trying to wait for his father and not wanting to accept the reality of what his father did, right? But then that thought of his father, he always knew if he held on to it that it was going to drag him down, and it did for a long time, up until he's an old man here. So yeah, very interesting. But we'll continue. So to carry on a little bit more about trauma, it's a really difficult thing to describe, and it's important to understand that PTSD is a very specific thing, right? So a lot of times we'll go through really hard situations, and we use the word trauma all the time. We just kind of throw it out there. Oh, it's traumatic, but psychological trauma is something very specific. There are several different theories you can call of what happens with PTSD. The one that I pertain to is that there's a lot of brain science involved with it. So when we experience life, we have two hemispheres of our brain, right? We have our left brain and our right brain, and one of those is more analytical and the other one is more creative. And we take all of our senses, and they kind of pass through those processing centers, and then there's a like a bundle of nerves that kind of connects the two hemispheres called the corpus callosum. And that is responsible for helping those things kind of communicate with each other, left brain, right brain. But the hippocampus, right, is basically where it's kind of like the male center of our brain, right, where we store long-term memories, where long-term memories are developed, and where connections to those long-term memories lie, right? So when you experience nostalgia, you might see, some, to use a circus reference, right? You might see cotton candy, and then that kind of takes you back to eating cotton candy as a kid in the circus, and there's a bunch of long-term memories kind of stored alongside that cotton candy. We have another part of our brain called the amygdala, right? And the amygdala is kind of like our alarm center of our brain. It causes anxiety, it causes fear, but it keeps you alert, right? And it's a pretty primal part of the brain. So the way that I describe PTSD is, if that amygdala gets so inflamed that whatever you're experiencing kind of gets stuck in the amygdala as kind of a low resolution image of what would be put into the hippocampus, right, as a long-term memory, a healthy long-term memory, because you're so in danger, or you're so afraid, or the circumstances are so dire that your amygdala is so on fire that it captures that experience and prevents it from traveling through the corpus callosum into the hippocampus in a healthy way and getting stored there as a proper long-term memory. Instead, it kind of gets stuck in the amygdala, but as a low-res image, right? And that's why sometimes people will experience triggers to PTSD and have flashbacks based off of, if someone was abused by a man with a beard, right? Then maybe every time they see a man with a beard, they just freeze up. Maybe they get, that's a trigger, right? Because it's a low-res image in your amygdala. It's not meant to store those long-term memories. It's meant to understand that like a knife edge is sharp and you should be careful of it, or that the stove is hot and you need to be careful with it. It's not looking for that specific brand of stove or that specific style of knife. It knows that any sharp edge can be dangerous, right? Because it's kind of a low res image. But if these big things get stuck there, then everything associated to that is stuck in the amygdala, and it will set your amygdala off. So when psychological trauma happens, it's because these events are stuck in the amygdala and they're not processing through. So how do you get it processed through, right? Through therapy. There's several different tactics or ways to do it, but basically you want to kind of tickle the amygdala a little bit, right? And that happens through talking about that topic, but not talking about it so much that your amygdala gets really inflamed, and then you can re-traumatize it and kind of shove it back down even further. So it's a process where you kind of have to, what I call, tickle the amygdala so that you're uncomfortable, but then you keep processing that event, and eventually it will loosen and it will become clearer and clearer and clearer in your hippocampus, and it will kind of get released from your amygdala, understanding the specifics. And when you process it enough, you get less and less symptoms associated to PTSD, right? But it takes a lot of time for that transfer to happen because something kind of got stuck in the wrong place. There's an interesting therapeutic modality called EMDR. And it's basically you stare at lights that flash in a particular order that kind of disorients you while you're looking, and you process the events of the trauma while you're kind of looking at these lights. And those lights really just are designed to to be so a little bit uncomfortable that it tickles the amygdala a little bit, right? So there's some interesting types of treatment out there, but in any case, that's the way I like to describe it. And since there was this really significant trauma on display here, I thought I'd take a minute and try to explain what psychological trauma is in a way that has usually helped people understand it better once I'm done explaining it. Now, I said it is a theory, so there are a few different theories on what psychological trauma is and why PTSD occurs, but I did a lot of research and in my graduate study on this specifically, and that's the one that I thought made the most sense and has a lot of backing from science as well. So, in any case, we will continue. There's your little psychology or psychological trauma lesson for the day. All right.
Thanks for the ride.
Just rewinding it for 1 second.
Thanks for the ride.
I just saw the east and I was wanting to make sure that it was regular compass because this is just under east, so you might consider that E minor. All right, we'll continue.
Sleep tight, princess.
I'm here. I'm so sorry.
So is that what the chord structure is? G to E minor, gem? Just thought about that. Interesting. So she is the answer because she is that chord change from G to E minor. Interesting.
I'd hoped to hear the chords played again one day. Without them, I'm lost in this nothingness. Wandering after far-off music through a desert of ashes. If the tune had a color, it would be a mixture of pink and red. Constantly afraid of it fading away. Terrified of the silence that may come. My final memories are pulling me towards the end of a black alley. There's a door in the darkness. I struggle to find my way through the door. I can hear it clearly now. The most beautiful melody ever created by man. I enter the room. And there, forever remains that change from G to E minor.
It was a good little movie. I had a lot of fun watching it. Um, Definitely a lot of thoughts to unpack about Thomas's, how he looks at that childhood innocence. Um, but I like the stark contrast with if he stayed in that childhood state, he would never remember his daughter because she hadn't been born yet. And it turns out that, Gem, G to E minor, was the most beautiful chord that he could ever play. And that was and that's why he named her that. It's beautiful. But at the same time, the stark reality of going through trauma and what it can do in your life, and especially when there are multiple traumas kind of piled up on top of each other. And they definitely caused a fracture in this story's tone, right? So, yeah, hopefully some things that I said were helpful. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the Imaginaerum film. It's fun. It's beautiful. I'm glad they did it. And that is my first exposure to Annette, the singer, prior to Flor. So, yeah, very cool. It was cool seeing Impu and Yuka and Marco and Annette and Tomas. And I think the Julian pipes were by the person who ended up joining the band anyway. So, yeah, it was cool. I know that the songs were reimagined a bit for the movie, and it was done really well. It really fit a score theme, and man, it was really cool. So thanks for the suggestion, and hopefully you continue on this Nightwish journey with me into the next concert, probably. So, yeah, until then, click on something, keep watching. Bye.